This section is about how to create companies, VAT numbers, and VAT groups. So in order to be able to do that, you have to go to Settings, Companies. You will see on the top all the existing companies already listed. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll find Create New Company. This is where you will have to include the details of your company. So starting with the code, this is the code that you use in your ERP system. So when you upload your data, SAS VAT reporting will be able to recognize the file and be able to allocate it to the correct company. So I'm going to use code 5000. You have to include your company name. You don't have to include a private person if it's not necessary, and the contact person can only be the people listed as users, so you can just select them if you want, or if you don't want anyone, then you can leave it blank. Then you have to add the street name, house number if you have any, postcode, city, so all your company's details, and then finally the country. You can leave the phone and the fax and the email if you don't want to fill it out, but you can add it if you have the relevant information. You can see here that there is a financial year start date. So you just include your financial year. By default, it's the 1st of January, but it can be anything during the year. Closing date means when you close the period that you are going to work on. So if it's maybe the 5th of the following month, then you just choose the 5th. By default, it's set to the 1st. And finally, currency priority. You can see that by default, it's set to use first currency if valid, and then it jumps to the third currency and then moves to the second currency. So what this means is you're allowed to upload your, when you upload your data, you're allowed to use multiple currencies. So the system will check the first one, and if it's not the reporting currency is looking for, then it will jump to the third, and if that's not the one either, it's going to jump to the second. And if it can't find anything, that is when further settings like using exchange rates will kick in, and we'll start looking for exchange rates if necessary. Now, when you fill that in everything out, then only thing you have to do is on the bottom, click on Save Company. So you will see that the company will be added to your list under existing companies. The next step is that you have to add a VAT number to your company. So you can see that there are 4 options here. You can click on View Company VAT Numbers. Right now you don't have any, so it won't list any for you. You can add a VAT number. This is what we're going to do. You can edit the company details that you already did. So you can see this is what we just filled out. And finally, you can delete the company if you don't want to have it anymore, or you want to reset it. So I'm going to click on Add VAT Number. You can see here that you have 6 different tabs, but the important one is going to be the first one. This is what you have to fill out. If you have a fiscal representative, then you can add the address and the name of them. And if you have a fixed establishment somewhere else, then you can add it here as well. And due dates will be changed according to the country that you choose. So we're going to set up GB and a dummy VAT number here. And then you have to choose the VAT number type. So this can be fixed establishment. So if you have a presence in that country, it can be, the most frequently used ones are fixed establishment and direct registration. So direct registration when you only have a VAT number in that country. And finally, if you have a headquarters in that country, then you will choose headquarter establishment. Then the next steps is just choosing the frequency of your return. So if you have a quarterly return in GB, you will see that you will be asked to choose your stagger. So if your stagger 1, that's the regular quarter, so January, February, March, and so on. Stagger 2 is shifted a month, and stagger 3 is shifted 2 months. So I'm going to leave it on stagger 1. Then you have to choose the frequency of your EC listing. I'm just going to choose monthly. Local listing is not applicable in the UK, so I'm just choosing no filing. If you have intrastat arrivals and interest are dispatched to file, then you have to choose the frequency there as well. Otherwise, you can choose no filing. And then finally, VAT book is not applicable in the UK either. So you can choose just simply no filing. Tax number for GB, this is not necessary. It's going to add the VAT number to the PDF VAT form and wherever else is necessary. And the tax number is not picked up in any report, so this can be left empty. And finally, VAT number start date and expiry date. This is not selected by default, so that means that it will be there forever. If you ever close a company and you don't want transactions to be uploaded to that company, or you want it to flag it as an error, then you can add an expiry date. And finally, you just click on Save VAT Number. So now, if I go to view company VAT numbers, you see, I will have that one here with the VAT number appearing here, and then with the little arrow, I can open it down and go through the details. All right, and finally, how would you be able to create a VAT group? Now, we always recommend to create a dummy VAT group head, because if you do that, then you will be allowed to check every entity separately as well. So if you want to check the VAT returns, otherwise, if you put the lead as the VAT group head, then you will not be able to see the separate numbers for the lead, only the accumulated ones. So you can see I already created a VAT group training here. You also have to add the VAT number. So whatever your lead's VAT number is, you just add it in here. And finally, you click on Settings, VAT Groups, and you will have to create your VAT group here. So what I'm going to do, select parent company. I'm going to select VAT group training that I just created, and I'm going to add the companies that I would like to see in that VAT group. So I'm going to select these 3 companies and click Create New VAT Group. And you can see here now, if I click on the little arrow, it will list all the companies that are connected to that VAT group.